Okay, so I have another job to do before we take a trip. This time I was leaking coolant, and I traced it back to my oil cooling water pipe O-ring. So I'm going to replace that, but I figured I'd also break down how I access the engine. So one of the main questions I get is, since the cab doesn't tilt, how do I work on the engine? So I'll break it down for you here. First, you can pop the bench seat, and it has access to all your vitals. You can do your coolant, oil, everything like that. But if you need access to the other side of the engine, or you just need more space, you have to take off the driver's seat, remove the e-brake and shifter, and that'll give you a lot more access to the engine. So let me get this started on that, and I'll just explain it as I go. So here's a nut and a bolt that need to come out. After you get those two out of the way, the seat just slides out. It's only on a rail on the other side. And then you want to unplug the light for the e-brake and your seat belt that lights up the dash. The first time I did this, I ripped it out and had to redo the plug, so be careful there. And then just various pieces of trim. And the carpet. Alright, this is your seat belt. And then these two nuts that are holding your e-brake handle on. Before you take the rest of the e-brake out, there's this little e-brake housing line. That's just a Phillips screw into the side of the arm on your shifter. So remove that so you get a little more play to move it out of the way. And this is just the 2 bolts, that's the cable stop for the e-brake. And now for the shifter, it's up top, it's 2 nuts that are holding it in, and on the front part, it's 2 bolts. So you get those off, and there's not too much play, so you just kind of yank it out a little bit and push it to the side. And then on the panel, there's a few nuts and bolts you got to take out. And then lifts right up, and you have access to the full side of the engine. And I needed to get to the back of the engine to remove a bracket arm for the cooling pipe. Alright, simple drain plug for my coolant. So I'm going to go ahead and let this drain out, and I'll start removing a few other things I need to that are slightly in the way. So mainly just this throttle body, I guess this is what that is. So it's just 2 nuts, unscrew it and kind of peel it off. Luckily the seal's still really good on this, it came off in one piece. So I was able to just easily put it back on. Alright, and there is the nut that's holding the pipe in. It's also a part of the air intake manifold. So there's an illustration. So yeah, just remove that nut from there, and then this bracket arm from the back of the engine comes out just to give you a little more play. So now I'm ready just to take off that nut. Alright, so there's the new O-ring I picked that up at O'Reilly's. I was able to get the other one off, but it was essentially plastic. I had to crack it to get it off, and then find the pieces underneath the car. Yeah, it was really rotted, dry rotted. But I got it off after about an hour and a half, and was able to slide this new one on. And I put some silicone grease around it, so it'll slide in real nice. So now for new fresh coolant, just bleeding it, getting all the air bubbles out. And if you look at my temperature on my dash, ignore that. It is heated up, but I have to really tap the gauge on the dash to get it to be unstuck. But it does work, and it's accurate once it's unstuck. So yeah, we're all good. Ready for the trip to the White Mountains.
Yeah, the big picture. Come on. Yeah. Something about stress got me gone till November. A product of the 80s, so we seen some cold winters. Seen so much death, shit is hard to remember. So much brutality, so it's hard to surrender. When power and corruption is a part of their agenda, they only get richer. We see the big picture, been down too long, so it's hard just to give up. We making a living out of them scars that you give us. I'm a slave to my greed, this money could be the death of me. Whether I'm buried 6 feet or in the penitentiary, the plot thick and I'm broke. Had to stop spitting, had to reevaluate. At times I caught feeling, stealing just to kill them hunger pains. Anytime I leave the crib, it always wanna rain. So all I found's more downpour. Face sour, feeling down, poor. Wonder what I'm in this bout for. I'm bout more. Still moving slower than that song I wrote. Years went by and I still ain't drop a line of quote. No line of notes, my time passed, but I'ma find it though. Will I expire or inspire? Only the minds know. Smooth and twisted, screws loose, sadistic. The most demanded, cause these fools lose your attention. I'm 2 scoops of the sickness, part of your balanced breakfast. Food for thought, just that real shit y'all expected. I guess it's tough love when cops beat us senseless, and kids hit the block and pitch due to lack of interest. I'm black and pensive, you lack the strength to pack a sentence, and you mad defensive. Truthfully, I ain't have to spit this, but you in need of a wake up. Claiming that you real, but all we see is your makeup. Truthfully, I don't say much. I'm quiet, calm and collected. No weapon on me, but still I feel like I'm armor protected. See me dressing all black, think my honor's in question. Like I'm part of the problem, I think I'm part of the blessings. Let you bother me, never. My grandfather, he warned me, they gon' take what you let them. Pray they never cross me.
I also wanted to show off my brand new diesel heater tank. So I got rid of the old Amazon one that was really stupid. This one I got over at West Marine, and it has a quick release fuel line on it. So it's a quick release that's a 5/16 hose, and then some fittings to bring it back down to the 3/16. It goes right down there to the filter, and then down into the pump and the heater. So it makes it easier to fill up. It has a nice little gauge on it, it's bigger. You can just pop it out, fill it up, put it back in. So it's working out great. Super excited, super happy. Good upgrade. Alright, well, the camper's warming up. We're gonna do a little hike around the campground. This is Dry Creek Campground in New Hampshire, up at the White Mountains. It's really nice, but we didn't plan on staying here, but all the other dispersed campsites were all closed off. It's cold tonight, and then the following day is a snowstorm. So yeah, just making dinner in the camper. The next video is probably going to be me hooking up a propane system. Right now we're still camping or cooking on the Coleman. Following day, just getting ready to go, try to find a good hike, and waiting for the snow to start. Oh shit. Time to fuel up. Wanted to top off the diesel heater tank. It's going to be another cold night. It's going to snow all night. And then the following day I had to be at work at noon, so I wanted to top off the camper tank too, just so we can get up and go. Also wanted to pick up some local firewood, have a fire for the last night. And just wanted to show the new setup, new system. So yeah, just going to head back to camp, start a fire. Have a good night. Alright, it was a really cozy night in the camper. I have to say, if you're watching this, if you're looking into it, a Isuzu Elf camper, highly recommend it. These things are incredible. The four-wheel drive is great, super reliable, dependable. You can get through anything. Yeah, it was no issue with the snow and ice, all that. It was perfect. So anyways, if you made it this far in the video, thanks for watching. I really enjoy making them, this new hobby, and fixing up the camper. It's been great. I'd spend my life savings on it again. And I'll keep coming out with videos and more content. So like and subscribe, please, if you haven't, and if you feel like it, I'd appreciate it. And that's it. Thanks a lot. See you in the next one.